second step is, or step number 2, which is actually the third step, is brainstorm all the different possibilities for counteractions. And then you counteract the distress sufficiently. So you've already got a really good basic counteraction going, which is you're giving them your attention. That is already different from every distress pattern, because there are no distress patterns where someone was there giving you loving attention, listening to you, right? Because if they were, you would have discharged it already. Right? So you've already got this whole thing going for you, which is why permissive counseling works, because it's already different from the way the distress was. That's why you can go so far on just being quiet and giving attention. But going beyond that, you can give them active directions, which are things that you have them say or do that will bring the pattern out or the opposite of it. So that's what we call directions. And it can be a small, tiny change in the pattern, or it can be a complete opposite of the pattern. And that's kind of where the art is in crafting directions, is how much of a change needs to happen before it actually gets to be enough to help discharge happen. When you find one that works, you want to repeat the direction. You want to keep doing it. You don't just say it once. Like you might find a phrase that you say, or a movement with the body, or a combination of these things. You want to keep doing it. And you keep doing it as long as it's working, as long as it's making discharge happen. You repeat it. That's the thing. You dwell on it. Because you found a button and you're pushing the button, and the button's draining energy out, so you keep doing it. And at some point it'll stop working and it'll need to change to something else because the energy keeps moving along. So then you change it. And it's like you're milking the energy out of that stuck place in their consciousness. You're okay, it's starting to move, and you just keep moving it, and if you do it enough, it'll drain it out. So the best technique is just the one you make up on the spot. You know, we give you ideas of things that you could do, but intuition has a lot to do with it. So, for example, we can change the posture and the breathing pattern. We could change the tone of voice. We could change the words that we're saying. We could change the facial expression. Any or all of those things. We could change only one of them, or we could change all of them. So, I'm going to model a pattern. Let's see. Nothing ever works out. I'm just no good for anything. What's going on in my body?
Closed. Shut down.
Closed, cross-legged.
Mm-hmm. What else? Is it moving?
Yep, your foot's
Guarded.
Not much movement.
down.
What's
Foot
my
moving.
face doing?
Just looking down.
Yeah, what are my eyes doing? What's the tone of my voice?
Somber.
Mm-hmm. So, if I was going to make something different happen with the body, what could I make happen? How could it be different than this?
And cross. Arms and
Yeah.
legs.
You could uncross. Yeah.
Your arms, open them up. Yeah.
Sit up.
Yeah, you can sit up.
I
Take a breath.
I would have gone to wiggling your foot more.
Yeah, I could exaggerate.
Yeah, I saw this and
Could
I would-
exaggerate
yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you talk, wiggle that foot more. Can you tell me?
Yeah. Could exaggerate it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would be one way to do it.
So the counselor would be instructing
Mm-hmm.
you to
Yes.
uncross your legs, open your arms.
Yeah, let's try this. That's why they're called directions. It's the counselor's directing you. I could take a breath. I'm not breathing much here, right? What could I do to change my tone of voice?
You could ask them to tell the story in a voice. Can you tell me your story in a little girl voice, or
Uh-huh.
you know, give
In
them
a
a
different
different
voice,
voice,
yeah.
that
You
they.
could. You could make it louder.
Yep.
Right? Because it's pretty quiet.
Right.
What could I do with my face?
Could look around a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
Right
I
on,
could look
make
up.
eye contact.
I could look at the client, the counselor.
Mhm.
Yeah. What would be the opposite of those words? Nothing ever works out. I'm no good for anything. What's just the opposite of that?
That you're wonderful. I'm wonderful.
Uh-huh.
That all
Everything-
things are
everything's
working out perfectly.
All things are working out perfectly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's 100% counteraction. What would be one that would sort of be like in the middle, not all the way?
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of times
Yeah.
people won't believe the 100% one.
Can you think of one thing that worked out in the last month?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Ever.
Yes. Or you can say, it might be possible that things could work out.
Yeah.
You know, it's possible that things could work out in the future. You could also say, well, there's a great technique called the understatement, where you just make a very small statement like, it's vaguely possible that sometime in the past, once or twice, things have worked out.
Without being sarcastic.
Yeah, and it's funny, and they go, okay, well, I know that's true. You know, they can believe that. And then you can make it a little bigger, like, okay, well, things have worked out a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me some of those times. So that's the kind of thing you can do with words, is to change the words. Or you could ask them a little more detail about why they feel nothing works out and why they feel they're no good, and find out some more of the roots. Like maybe they don't feel like they're supported, maybe they don't feel like they're worthy of support. Finding like the core beliefs in there, and then saying things like, having them say things like, I deserve more support. You know, you're reaching for a truth, which
Okay.
they're trying to get so they believe a truth instead of the lie.
Okay.
So you want to try to help them build toward that truth. A smaller statement of that would be, maybe I deserve a little more support.
The vision I just got is like, you don't want to hit them over the head with the truth. It's like somebody drowning. You don't want to throw them the life preserver and hit them in the head.
Right.
You put it a little bit in front of them,
Yeah.
so they have to swim to it a little bit.
Right,
You know, and then it's still their action.
right. You want to
Okay.
get something that, when you're using words and concepts and beliefs, you want to get something that is believable enough that they can say it and go, okay, well, I can see that I deserve more support.
Yeah.
You know, that everybody deserves more support.
They own it.
You know, and
Yeah.
and I'm just as good as anybody, and so I should have more, you know, and then you can work them towards, you know, actually, I'm a wonderful person. If I had enough support, I would be able to do these things better, and you know, you can get them moving in that direction.